Hi there, it's Evelina back again with another art update coming to you from Cyprus. So I've kind of compiled this list over everything I've done in the course so far, and it's been pretty exciting. I probably have forgotten one or two, but here it is. I've made 34 poems. I'm not going to read them all to you, don't worry. I made 4 stories. 2 of them I used in my films. So the first one was The Artist. The other one I also used in a performance, and it was called The Animal. I made one right around Christmas that I haven't really used in anything. And then I made one as part of the sculpture with the birds. Yeah, I kind of did it in connection to that, kind of made up a story about it. So I haven't really used that, but maybe if you're lucky, I'll let you know how it goes. I made 9 illustrations. 6 of them I made around Christmas, and one I made for the Poetry Is submission, which got in, and where I used the poetry and art together. And I used 2 illustrations as part of my Wise Words installation, which was basically we wrote haiku poems and then illustrated them, and then they were projected onto a house on the main street of Canterbury. Really exciting to be part of that. I made 6 large framed photographs, and I used those for the Creative Challenge exhibit in London. And then I made 11 nature photographs that I haven't really used. I made one collage that I made, and it was quite exciting. It was in Folkestone. I found this flower, a double-headed daisy, and I was so fascinated by it. I took photos of people holding it. I kind of cropped out so only half the face could be seen, and I made this collage. And yeah, it was kind of cool, but it didn't really fit with the rest of with the aesthetics of my other work, so I didn't end up using it for anything. I made 4 watercolor paintings, and 3 were submitted in competitions. I made 6 performances. The one where I dressed up as a fairy on Canterbury High Street, one where I was at the Gulbenkian, and that was poetry, and then the animal performance with the story. I performed that one, and then I also performed poetry at the Wise Words Festival and at the City Sound Festival, and then also at the Simon Langdon School for the young boys before we did the workshop. And then I made 4 videos. I made The Animal, The Artist, Altidar, and Altering You. They all start with A, that's kind of cool. I made 12 installations. I made one kind of accidental with the garter ball with wings. There was one day when it had cast a really cool shadow, and it interacted with some of the other artworks in the studio, which turned out really cool. And then I also did another one with the garden ball. I made one in the staircase at UCA. I made one with the burnt leaves, and I had one group installation in Folkestone, and then the Wise Words projection I mentioned. And then I had the artist's film that I projected on wood. I had, when I did the artist, I left a bouquet, the bouquet of flowers I pick in the film, I left it at the abandoned railway station as kind of an installation. And then I made 2 mini installations, and one installation with Holly where I explored space in the beginning of the year, and then I had the Creative Challenge exhibition in France. That was kind of a group thing that we did an installation at. And then I made 8 sculptures. One was kind of an experiment with the laser cutter, and I didn't really use that one. I made 3 sculptures using branches, so it's the one with the trees with the candles in it, and the one with the birds, and then the new one with the leaves and pine cones with the colours dripping off. I also made 3 mini sculptures, the little pixie character, the bird, and the dragonfly fish. And then I made the garden ball with wings. So yeah, that's kind of the list. Of course, I didn't include the wings that I did for the fairy performance, or the metal crown that I used that were in the beginning of the short film. I'll do that because then it would be, where would it stop? Would I count the makeup as well? Anyway, but it's also kind of fun because I've been through the course. I've also been part of making things happen, like 6 of my outlines for my illustrations were used at an elementary school for colouring. One of my sculptures is hanging in the garden of the Children's Centre in Canterbury, and I have participated in 3 art shows, one in France, in Le Havre at the Creative Challenge thing, one in London with a Creative Challenge, and then the Poetry Is, which is really exciting. Yeah, it's been an eventful year. So yeah, that's so far. And then another art show with the final one coming up, and more artworks to come. Look forward to that. Alright, thank you. Bye.